Okay, so now that I've talked about phrenology for 3 minutes and I've invited teenagers to see what I'm talking about because I hashtagged it trending, I really do need to actually talk about phrenology and why it's funny to me. Because see, human behavior becomes funny when you know enough about it and you can distance yourself enough from it that you can start to recognize that, yeah, I've done every single one of those things, and so there's no fucking high horse that I can sit on and look down on you from. There is, from that is the high horse. Actually, once you realize that you're on the high horse, you can begin to laugh even at the horse, because the horse has an ass and it's you. It's got two of them. Okay, so phrenology was the study of craniums. Okay, they went around, these phrenologists, and they got it in their heads that your personality traits were actually determined by the size and shape relative in certain areas of your actual cranium, of your skull. And okay, so in the 1900s, and that means all the way up to 2008, okay? Very recently, there was this obsession with the idea that the Australopithecine was a very small creature with a very small skull, and then here we are after Homo erectus with these great big heads. And so there was an obsession among people with a great big head. They wanted a great big fucking head. They wanted a huge forehead and a great big jaw and a great big nose and great big ears. Kids have probably never heard of this because the whole trying to figure out whether a guy is hung or not thing kind of went away. Okay, but it used to be a thing where women would say a guy with big hands, or a guy with big feet, or a guy with a big nose, or a guy with a big ears on otherwise normal, what we would say today, stereotypical features, right? That guy, he's exceptional in some other place, right? Because these traits, a big chin, a big forehead, right? Big hands, like big, something big was an exceptional trait, right? Because in the 1900s, the 1800s, we're thinking about evolution, right? We're thinking in terms of Darwin, right? We're thinking in terms of survival of the fittest, which was wrong, right? The one thing, and I love watching evolution scientists argue with creationists, because creationists don't say survival of the fittest, they just say Darwin, and then the evolutionists will not distance themselves from survival of the fittest. Okay, but the fit ones, they seem to be the ones that have an exceptionally big trait. And so now we have to talk about where we are now at the extreme end and why I'm actually concerned that these kids need to not worry about having extreme small traits. Because our jaws are getting smaller, and it actually is a danger for our species. We have to surgically correct the fact that our back teeth won't grow in because our jaws are too small. The small thing is about looking like a baby, which is about being sexually viable for a pedophile.